is my adoptive country. Ghana is located in West Africa. It's between the country, the state, the Ivory Coast, and Togo. The northern border of the country is Burkina Faso, and the southern border of the Gulf of Guinea. The landscape consists mainly of plains and low plateaus, covered by rainforest in the west and Lake Volta in the east. The Empire of Ghana was a huge trading empire in West Africa from the 7th to the 13th century. Where Ghana is located today, it wasn't during the early period. Ghana, it was a very rich kingdom, a very rich kingdom. There was a lot of people that wanted to be located in that area due to the fact that it was a high trading zone or trading area. There was a lot of people that from different countries that Europe that would come and trade with Africa for their riches, salt, gold, those sort of things. It's just a picture of just how it would have looked back in the ancient times of people traveling through the Sahara to get to the kingdom of Ghana to make trade with the local people. People traveled very far from Europe, from Portuguese, from Spain, from all over Europe, Morocco, to trade because Ghana was definitely, again, very wealthy with riches and goods that would benefit them in their own lands. Now I'm going to go into my tourist guide portion of this presentation. I've never been to Ghana. I absolutely would love to visit this country. The city of Accra is definitely a place that I would like to go. And I definitely would like to see the Cape Coast Castle, which is in this picture right here. I think there are so many remnants of just ancestry, just so much history just in this place. I lived in Germany and we visited castles, and I just know the feeling that I would feel when I entered into those places. Like you could just feel the history in there. And I just think this would be so much more profound to me because it is a place where my ancestors were taken to, unfortunately, before they were traded off into slavery. This is where some of the ships would dock before and they would, gather the slaves here. Although it's a very sad place, it's a lot of history that we know that is stored here. I'm sure we can feel the presence of our ancestors, the spirit of those lives that were lost. I still want to visit it because I think it's very important to just stand in some of those same doorways and just really get a feel for what happened during slave trade, because I think sometimes it's very much watered down. We get the watered down version of it, and I just think it would be nice to go there and just pay my respect. Again, I've never been to Ghana, but I know many Ghanaians, and I have friends that have definitely visited the country. And one thing I'm always hearing about or have heard about is the markets, the textile markets. It is unbelievable. And just based on what I could find online about the markets, like Ghana is so vibrant, is a very vibrant country. I think a lot of Africa, the continent, that it's very vibrant, and I think the colors and the textiles that they have and use is like no other. It's not something that you can just go pick up in the store here in America. But also, I think that there's these times in fashion where they like to steal from the continent, steal from the continent for their own benefits, and they may have this in a high fashioned blog. Meanwhile, like in Ghana, this is their everyday, but here in America, we would be charged, upwards of $1,500 for just something with an African print on it. So I thought that was very interesting. And if I get to go, when I get to go, I definitely want to bring back fabrics to have, something made. And just this is just another picture of, like, again with the textiles and just like everyday items for the local people. Like these baskets. I remember seeing um, baskets like these in the picture growing up. Again, I lived in Germany as a kid, and a lot of times you would see like many different cultures in a place. In Africa, I was introduced to I don't I don't know exactly what country my neighbors were from, but they were African. I didn't know that they were African. And throughout their home, we were friends. They would have all these baskets and plates, and just like everything was woven. And I just remember seeing that. And if I ever get to go, I definitely would like to bring some of these items back, because I feel like there's a piece of history. I think they um the way that they make these baskets, the way that they weave these baskets, is a technique that only they know how to do. It's not manufactured like here in America. And I think that it, again, just speaks to just the uniqueness and just the skill that Ghanaians have. The picture of just beautiful landscape. I feel like the media displays Africa collectively as one. It treats all of Africa as if it's monolithic. Also, I believe that it doesn't show or display, rather, its beauty. You wouldn't, in my eyes, like you couldn't even tell if you were in LA, Florida, or some Spain, but this is Ghana. So I'm very much into music. So when I take my trip, I would also like to go to a festival. The Global Citizens Festival is a big festival. This is like their Coachella. And I know people that have been to this festival, and I just think I just love that it's completely different from what the media display or what they think we believe that Africa is, particularly Ghana. I just think that just the fact that they have a big global festival like this. Again, it's Ghana's Coachella, for instance. And I just think that that's something I would definitely try to go to. I mean, they have every star there from every different walk of life is, comes to this. So, and it's for a great cause. It's for an extremely great cause. It's prevent poverty. This picture is just of a traditional African meal. Now, I've had my share of African food. I don't even, I feel like that's incorrect to even say it that way. But this looks like fufu, look like a fish type of stew. in this picture. I've had their cuisine, and I just want to say that I feel like the cuisine is definitely just such a representation of like the people. It's not what's displayed on TV, um, as savages or barbaric people. I think food brings everybody together. I don't care what culture you come from, but particularly when speaking about Ghana, I believe that it is something that brings you together. I think it's a staple. Food is always a staple of wherever you're from. I think it intertwines the history and the story of the people. And I think there's a big influence of who you are when with the foods that you present to others, or the food that as a tourist I would go to eat. I think I get to know the country better, the people better, and have a deeper understanding. I think food tells a story. um Last slide is jollof rice, and there's always a war about who has the best jollof rice, which African country has the best jollof rice. And I think it's just all in good fun, but I've had good, I've had bad. But this is a staple. And there's so much history with rice in general. I mean, it feeds a lot when there's, times where food wasn't plentiful. Um, there's rice. And I just think that if I ever get to Ghana, I want to sit at someone's table. I want to sit at someone's table in their home, and I want them to tell me, number one, the ingredients, but also just give me a little history, their own history behind it, because I believe it's so much history in this bowl of rice, more than anything.